Hello, Gemini. Elsie here to do your reading. Welcome to Air Sign Day. Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. Look, Gemini, I just want to say thank you because once again, you had the most subscriptions. Look, y'all are just taking it all really seriously. Thank you so much for doing that. And I am here for it. I am here for you, Gemini, to do this reading and any other that you want me to do. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Gemini. Gemini, if you are brand new and you've never been here before, welcome to Ten of Cups Tarot. I hope we'll get to see you in the comments. You'll let me know that you're new. Thank you for your thumbs up and the ways that you've been loving on this channel, being in the comments, even though for those of you who are silent, thank you for doing that. All right, here we go. And those of you who always click here and watch, you are my ride or dies. Thank you, thank you. Let's take a look at some oracles. We're going to look at this one, going to look at that one. We're going to throw some tarot at it, see what comes up here. We're doing this one for the week ahead. Then this one is going to be for the end of the month or the week that is after the week ahead, which is what we're going to read for first. Let's take a look. What's coming up for Gemini? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Gemini, please. We have embraced the in-between. I love it. This is one of my favorite cards because it's like you've now realized that there's more out there for you. It's like a new day, right? We've got card number 26, which is an 8. You realize that this life is about you. It's about the self. And you're in some sort of an in-between stage where you're not quite out of the old vibration, but you are headed into the new vibration. So you're kind of in between here, in between there and what is coming up. Between here and there, I'm going to say. Tell me more. We have watch and wait. So I want to say that you're in a period of lull right now. Maybe not a whole lot is going on. We have card number 53, which is also an 8. It's a second 8 here. So we do have the seahorse spirit. Watch and wait. You know, when we see seahorses, they always look like they're in suspended animation. Like I don't know about you, but we don't usually see them sort of floating forward or going anywhere. They're just kind of really hanging there. And that's why I want to say that that's why it says watch and wait. But we do have... so sorry. We do have 8s, and 8s are about intuition. It's about the self because, you know, 8 on its side is the intuitive sign, right? It's a sign that the universe is here. It is a sign of the universe that the universe has got your back. So I want to say 8s are a good thing. They're also about financial blessings. So you might have some financial blessings coming here. Let's take one more card for the week ahead for Gemini. Sometimes life stings. So possibly you have gone through a hard cycle. Now look, we just are getting close to the end. I think the 19th is the end of Aquarius season. And with Pluto in Aquarius, there's lots of transformative energy, right? Things are falling apart only to fall back together again. It feels like maybe you've gone through a hard cycle, but I want to say that sometimes life does sting, but I feel like you're at the end of the cycle because this is like going into the future, right? This is the end of these 3 cards, this one being closest to the future. It feels like sometimes life does sting, but I feel like you're going to have a new beginning here. So if you've come out of a situation or a cycle of hardship, I feel like something new is about to go on because we got card number 64, and 6 and 4 is 10, and it breaks down to a 1, which is the beginning of something. So it feels like you learned a lesson possibly about watching and waiting, about not rushing in, about not saying anything. Maybe you've learned that silence is an answer, and embracing the in-between. You might be in between getting out of something that stings and leaving something that stings. It feels like you're kind of still back here, whether it's with your thoughts or actually physically, but it feels like you're about to pull forward into a new vibration. Clear out the clutter. So again, card 28 is a 10. It's a new beginning. Clear out the clutter tells me clear out closets, clear out cupboards, but also, you know, if you've been in a relationship that didn't work out or an old job, it's like you're supposed to clear all of that out. I don't care what they gave you. Give it away. Give it to someone who can use it or need it instead of it sitting there on the mantle for you to see every day. All right, let's take a look at some tarot. Tell me about Gemini, please. Gemini, if you are interested in a private read, please look below this video. You will see the word more. When you click there, it will open up a panel where you will find a link to Wizio, which is the only place you can book me. And there also is, just a little bit further down from that, there is a code for 10% off. It's 10% off of all of my services until the 25th of February. Here we go. Let's talk about it. The flamingo spirit, you are embracing the in-between. So you might be in a situation now where not a whole lot is happening, but I think you're supposed to be focused on the self at this time because of card number 8. You're the Empress. So whether you're feminine or masculine, the Empress has both of those energies. The Empress is also someone who has learned to be the Empress through wisdom. So unless you are someone who's cramming all your wisdom into the first, 20 years of your life, it's unlikely that you might be the Empress. But the Empress is about abundance, right? It feels like you have learned a lesson that has given you some sort of a personal software upgrade. I want to say that maybe you've learned some things. Being in the in-between here is allowing you to get your footing about being the Empress. And that's all 4 queens, right? It's trying to teach you how to get your balance in this world by being abundant. Now, I feel like the reason that you are here right now in this Empress energy, she's looking into the past. It feels like there is something back there yesterday or before that really gave you a run for your money. I feel like it was something that hurt you, but it gave you wisdom. And whether it's a relationship or something to do with money or children or whatever it is, something to do with your abundance, I feel like you are now in this place of the Empress, who is healed, by the way. Someone who has worked really hard on their healing and has learned all of the lessons of all of the queens. And I feel like you're in this in-between stage right now because I feel like you're supposed to be getting your footing is the Empress. Abundant, knowing who you are, being very balanced. Connecting with spirit, connecting with whoever is your source. We have the High Priestess, watch and wait. Wow, that truly is what the High Priestess is. The High Priestess will always watch and wait. The High Priestess is someone who's usually quiet, right? She's going within. Again, I say she because there's a woman on the deck, but please understand we're not reading body parts, right? We're reading energies. This is Piscean energy. And I want to say it's the place where you gain your balance. We've got card number 2 and card number 3. It feels like there is, you become the Empress and then you realize the power of silence. You realize that maybe sometimes it's just not worth it to say anything. It feels like you've decided to add an air of mystery. That's who the Empress is. You've decided to add an air of mystery to yourself. Let them think what they're thinking. Let them make up whatever is in their heads about me. I'm not even going to say a word. I know who I am. I feel like you are listening more to your intuition, that your psychic energy is on high. You could have Pisces energy, maybe Taurus or Libra energy possibly in the chart that is helping you understand this energy. So watch and wait. I feel like this is a time in the middle of the week next week where you're supposed to observe. You're not supposed to rush in or say anything. You're supposed to observe what's going on around you, and I think you're supposed to do it in silence. Tell me why sometimes life stings is here. Whatever is ending and stinging is going to be a new beginning because card number 64 is a 10, which breaks down to a 1, breaks down to the beginning of something, right? We do have death. There it is. Death in the reverse. We have temperance as well. So I feel like there is something here that is going to end. Something here that did sting. I feel like somebody hurt you. I don't know if it was a thought or something that they actually did, took action possibly. But with the death card in the reverse, it's like this has to end, but you're kind of holding off the transformation. It's like somebody doesn't want to change. Somebody doesn't want to change. And maybe that's you, but maybe it could be someone else. Take it as it resonates. This is Scorpio energy. And then we have temperance. And I feel like if you do decide to close this chapter, which is making you unhappy because sometimes life stings, I feel like this temperance energy is going to heal you and give you balance. And the answer is yes. It's telling you, yes, it's time. It's time for you to shut the door, end this thing, and transform your energy so you can take care of whatever is coming up in the future in a very balanced way. This is also the moment of alchemy. So even though the Death card is in the reverse right now for you, Gemini, I really do believe that you are waiting for something, a certain moment, a shift of energy, something like that before you close this door and end whatever it was that stung you. We do have the Nine of Cups that's in the reverse. And the Nine of Cups is in the reverse because you're in a situation that is not making you happy. This situation did not make you happy. Let's take one of these for a moment here. We'll take a look at the end of the month. We are, as I read this, in the midst of February. And so this reading here for the week ahead would be the third week of February. This is going to be for the last week of February. If you are not viewing this in February, that means that this is going to be for the week ahead, and this will be for the week following that. So what's coming up? Let's get a really quick peek into that energy here. For Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We have Truth Be Told. Look, the reason I love Gemini energy in my life is because they are truth talkers. Gemini is not going to blow smoke. And they're just going to say it. And that's what I love about Gemini. And so Truth Be Told is right on track. Also, it's card number 14, which we are looking at temperance. Now, it's not always easy to tell the truth, but I feel like that's why you're here. And if you're a Gemini who's a true Gemini, you're a person who is just going to say it. Look, some of the most prolific thinkers, some of the most, how can I say, some of the people who are bringing things to light right now during this Aquarius season with Pluto in Aquarius, some of the people in the world who are the most forward, prolific thinkers are Geminis. And I ask you, if you're looking at somebody who is inspiring you to think a different way or have a different perspective on something, I bet you it's probably someone who has Gemini in the Sun, Moon, or Rising. Because some of our most prolific and forward-thinking people right now that are in, that are on YouTube, some of them, but that are the world's biggest thinkers that are going to make the biggest changes are Geminis. So we do have chop wood. So we do have card number 42, which is a 6. I feel like you have somebody coming in to do some heavy lifting with you. I feel like you know somebody who will. Chop wood is about a lot of hard work, but card number 42 is a 6. And to me, that's reciprocity. So it feels like you're supposed to be patient, that someone's going to be coming in. The doors are open. You're inviting in the sun. You can see the sun's coming in here. You're inviting it all in. And I think you're open to it because the doors are open here. Let's clarify a little bit more. All right. It's kind of a beautiful reading for you, Gemini. I really love it. I love it for you. Let's talk about the Empress. And so we have the Empress energy here with in the in-between. Because there is a point in which we do become the Empress because of all the wisdom, the lessons that we've learned. And sometimes we don't always realize it until what we start speaking of or saying starts to appear, right? And when you become the Empress, it's a hard lesson to learn, but you will learn that whatever you say, you're spelling. You literally are setting a spell. When you say something to the universe, it's going to happen with you right away. Tell me about the Empress, please. Tell me about the Empress and embracing the in-between here. We do have the Eight of Cups. And so I feel like the Empress is looking into the past because of something either you had to pull away from emotionally or someone pulled away from you. And I think that's why the Empress is facing into the past energy here. We do have the Nine of Wands in the reverse, which is telling me that you've realized it's time to heal. You need to put down these wands. It's the 9. The cycle is almost over, and it's almost time for you to stop looking back there. I feel like this is probably a pretty fresh wound for someone that I'm talking to here. But the 9 of Wands in the reverse is also coming out from behind the fear wall, because now you're standing in your power of the Empress, right? Feminine or masculine. We do have the Two Swords, and so I feel like you were probably stuck in the Nine of Wands for a while. Two of Swords and Nine of Wands in the reverse. I feel like I feel like you were not seeing the situation for what it was. Maybe you didn't want to, or maybe you couldn't. Maybe you didn't have the understanding. But now that you're the Empress sees it all. The Empress is looking at everything at face value. I'm not, my rosy color glasses are not on. And so I feel like it was you that pulled away from this energy here. Time to come out from behind the fear wall. But I feel like you may have been stuck in the Nine of Wands for a while, feeling exhausted, feeling like this is never going to end. I'm never going to get out of this hard situation. I'm never going to get out of this hard cycle. And I feel like as you move through this in-between stage here, you start to realize that you have more stability than you thought you did because the Empress is here. Tell me about the High Priestess, please. We have Watch and Wait. I feel like you're going at things really different these days. I feel like you've decided that you've realized, or maybe decided, that silence is also an answer, that you don't have to say a whole lot of stuff. You can just observe and take it in, right? Tell me about the High Priestess. We have the Moon energy in the reverse. So something, I feel, was revealed to you, but I don't think you said anything. I want to say something will be revealed to you because this is the week ahead. This is the center of the week, right? Round about Wednesday. I feel like something is going to be revealed to you. A secret or something that maybe someone was keeping from you. It feels like you're supposed to watch and wait. Don't react. Whatever comes to the surface, the Moon in the reverse, to me, something that's been hiding in the dark is about to be revealed. For me, the Moon in the reverse is the Sun in the upright. It's like you get complete clarity on something. You could be getting clarity in your intuition. Absolutely. The High Priestess is somebody who is a medium or a card reader or someone who has psychic energy. So you could be, your psychic energy could be revealing something to you for sure. We do have the Five of Wands in the reverse. Look, if you're going to have the Five of Wands in your reading, it's good to have it in the reverse. It's about reconnection. It's about, I'm no longer fighting with myself. I'm no longer being hard on myself. I'm no longer taking on this energy of arguments and fighting myself. I'm not doing that stuff anymore. I feel like what's being revealed to you is that now you are handling things in a very different way. We do have the Nine of Cups in the reverse because you weren't happy the way you were handling it back here. You weren't happy with the way things were going back here. So we do have the Moon, the Five of Wands, and the Nine of Cups all in the reverse. And I feel it's because you are now tapped into your intuitive nature. You're now tapped into your psychic energy. And now you're watching and waiting instead of reacting right away. And it doesn't mean that I'm not saying that you're constantly reactive, but maybe you spoke before you knew the whole story. Or maybe you spoke just to get out what was on your mind. But I feel like you're sort of reserving your energy now. And you're picking your place. I don't think that you're going to every fight that you're invited to. Just like you don't have to pay attention to every thought that enters your mind. Tell me about this here. We've got the Death card in the reverse, and we've got Temperance. I feel like if you'll just let the door close, I feel like it will be the most healing thing for you, because I feel like you've been hurt. This past cycle for you, however long the cycle was, has been really hard for you. It's time for you to rest. The Four of Swords. It's time for you to rest. It's time for you to rest the mind. It's time for you to heal the self, heal the mind. It is time for you to stop thinking for a little bit. And just allow that Death card to naturally come into the upright energy. We do have the Devil. Yeah, something stung you here. Somebody was not being very forthright or honest with you here. We have the Eight of Pentacles that just showed up, and it could be in the workplace. Sorry, the Three of Pentacles. It could be something to do with work. It could be a group of people that you work with, that maybe you're finding that there's toxic individuals in that energy. If it is about work, I'm going to say be careful that you show people how good you are at everything here. Like, it feels like they look at you in sort of an envious way because you are like the subject matter expert on something. You're building something. And it feels like that somebody here, maybe who's in your pentacle world, in your work environment maybe, is someone who might steal an idea with the Devil energy there. So be aware of that. We do have, with the Four of Swords and the Four of Swords and the Devil, I feel like you're still sort of trying to heal the mind from whatever had been done to you that stung you. It could have been that you were dealing with someone who was codependent, or someone who is toxic, someone who has some toxic traits. Like maybe they were doing things obsessively that you didn't agree with. Maybe they had some addictions and you didn't know what to do with it. It feels like whatever it was ended up pouring out onto you. And I feel like now is the time for you to heal all of that. It's time for you to find a different group of people. If the people that you were hanging out with were toxic, it's time for you to find some like-minded people. The Three of Pentacles to me is friends, right? It's friendship, a friend of a friend, or I meet someone from work, or that person's person from work. It feels like bringing people together that wouldn't usually be together if another person didn't connect you. Like maybe you know someone from work and they know someone else and they connect you with those other people. I feel like as you find a different group of people here, that you are going to grow. We go from the 3 to the 7, right? The 3 to the 7 tells me that there is growth. There's growth in the 4th and the 5th and the 6th pentacle, that you're going to be getting some sort of reciprocity after feeling like you were on the outside looking in. It feels like you're casting your seeds in a different direction, and that you're now taking care of yourself and being kinder to you. Tell me about truth be told. It feels like you're now, after all of this, becoming the Empress, after learning these lessons, knowing what makes you happy and not happy. Stop beating yourself up. Things coming to the surface here. I feel like what's being revealed to you is being revealed in a psychic type energy. I feel like now, with this truth be told, I don't think you've stopped being a truth teller. What I think you've stopped doing is blurting it out. I think that you're now holding back. You're reserving judgment. You're kind of watching things first before you say something. Card number 14 tells me temperance. So you're now saying it, but you're saying it in a very balanced kind of way. For some of you, as you can see, that we do have a lot of hearts around this owl, and it might be a transformation. Maybe you're about to speak your feelings to someone. We do have the mask here. You're taking off the mask. You're now going to show them who you are and maybe show them your feelings. But you're going to speak now in a far more balanced and healed way. Tell me about the truth be told for the week further to the week ahead. So, truth be told brings up the 7 of Swords. Isn't that interesting? And then we have the King of Wands in the reverse, and we also have the 6 of Swords in the reverse. So I feel like you, at the by the end of the month here, you're struggling just a little bit to tell somebody the truth about your feelings. That's what it feels like. That there is you know that it will give you balance to finally get it off your chest, but you're not looking forward at actually delivering the information, because maybe you have a feeling like somebody is not going to believe you with the 7 of Swords. I think you're concealing your feelings for someone here. That's what it feels like here. We have the King of Wands in the reverse, and that is someone here who is not taking a step forward, because I don't feel like once you feel the passion in your heart to do it, you'll do it. But with the King of Wands in the reverse, I'm not putting any energy into this. It almost is a little bit of ego. It's like, well, I'll just keep this information to myself, and if that person wants me, they can come get me. Could be a little bit of that, but I think with the King of Wands, it's important to know that the King of Wands in the upright is always moving forward because they're inspired to do so. I don't think you're yet inspired to tell this person about how you feel. In fact, I think you're just a little bit stuck. We've got the 6 of Swords in the reverse. So I feel like by the end of the month that if you've got something to say to someone about your feelings, I don't think you're going to do it. Now, whether that's a platonic or a romantic person is up to you and your life. Looks like it's very romantic. Looks like you're showing up as the King of Cups here. You've got some really big, deep feelings for someone, and I feel like you're keeping them to yourself right now. You're keeping them concealed with the 7 of Swords, 6 of Swords in the reverses, feeling a little bit stuck, not feeling inspired to say so, but I think you will. I think you will say so, because we have the 7 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. And it tells me that your feelings are very overwhelming, and that's why you're picking your time. You're picking the right time to say it. But look, here's the Tower. If you don't do it, I think the universe is going to do it for you. You got to take charge here with the Emperor energy. If you want this all to work out for you, it feels like you need to take charge in the Emperor energy. You need to step forward first. You could be the masculine leading energy. You don't have to be the masculine. The Emperor also has feminine energy. We do have the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Look, the King of Wands is in the reverse. Neither one of you are revealing anything. Not revealing that I have feelings for you, not revealing that I'm passionate about you. We haven't gotten to the stage where we're talking about that stuff yet. But I think you're the one who's going to have a realization that you've got to do the step forward, whether you're the feminine or the masculine. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. I'll be back because I'm always back, Gemini. I love your energy. Thank you for all the subs, by the way, and take care. I'll be back. Bye-bye.